Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and our Night Elf Priest. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we delve into the Scarlet Monastery Cathedral. Our group is already assembled, and 4 of us have just made it here. One of our members is still running over to the instance. And it looks like our team has been clearing out the instance as well, while we have been running over. So some of the enemies are already dead. I was hoping for a little bit more experience, but honestly, that is okay. Because the plan is going to be to run this instance at least 3 times. As it turns out, we don't actually need a graveyard for the quest that we're looking to complete, so we might not actually be doing graveyard in this playthrough. Probably just Cathedral. But we want literally all 3 pieces that White Mane can drop at the end of the instance, which is why we're going to want to run this at least 3 times. She drops a headpiece, a necklace, and a weapon. We want the headpiece and the weapon minimally. Those are kind of like non-negotiables in my mind. If the necklace doesn't drop, that's okay. It's more of a nice to have, but I could live without it. Get everybody buffed up here. I think that should be everybody that's at least here at the moment. We've got 3 paladins, a druid, and of course ourselves as a priest. We're going to be healing for today. And I imagine one of the paladins that we're missing right now will probably make it over by the time we hit the bosses. Got a big pull from the tank. Yeah, the paladins in the group are definitely going to be looking for the stuff that drops off of Mograine. There's a lot of mail pieces there, / weapons. The druid, I'm not sure why they're here necessarily. They could just be here for the quest as well, just to complete it. There isn't a lot of druid stuff in here. I suppose they could, in theory, roll on the helm and the necklace and whatnot. But I feel like it would be better suited for us. Cathedral's always a tough one as far as the trash, honestly. It's one of the tougher dungeons as far as trash on the leveling journey side. Especially as you get up to the top level here and within the cathedral itself. A mispull could be really bad for the group. Not sure why we're the ones getting marked with the moon. Normally, if you're going to mark somebody, it's usually the tank. But maybe it's for the tank themselves. Maybe they just want to see where we are so that they can make sure that they're staying close by. If that's the case, that's really smart. It's a good way to keep track of us. Yeah, there's also a lot of AoE on this trash too, which is a unique thing, I think. Every dungeon up until this point doesn't really have a, you know, a mechanic like that attached to the trash. Yeah, there might be like a boss or two. Tank's trying to do a bit of kiting, which I suppose makes sense. Let's back up a little bit. I don't want to get hit with that AoE. I'll let everybody else worry about that. In a spirit tap there. Shouldn't have to sit down to get mana. Yeah, you can already tell that Cathedral is certainly a step up as far as how much damage you're taking. Up until this point, we haven't had to use up too much of our mana, honestly. It's been pretty easy to maintain full mana, or close to it. A bit tougher. Starting to feel the heat a little bit. We're getting buffed with kings too, which is interesting. Because I think you can only get Blessing of Kings from the protection tree, if I'm not mistaken. This paladin might actually be spec'd into the protection tree. They're using consecration though too, so they must be splitting their points between both holy and prot. You usually don't see this buff too often. But it is honestly one of the best things that protection has, I guess. I mean, between 3 paladins, a druid, and a priest, we have probably all the most important buffs in the entire game. It looks like our last paladin is over in Tears Fall now, so they should be here pretty soon, any minute now. Just as we're about to enter the cathedral, so it's pretty good timing. Let's hope that we get the weapon first, just to get it out of the way. That would be nice to see that drop. At the very least, we can of course get the quest done. For a second here. Use inner focus so we can continue to regenerate our mana. I'm gonna go back to healing again. These pesky runaways. There's our other paladin. I used Mind Blast there. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll pop a Mind Blast even if we're low on mana, specifically so that. Let's see if I can buff this guy real quick. Specifically so that I can hit that Spirit Tap. Yeah, because sometimes that's the play. If, you know, in a case like that where the enemy is running away and they've got very low health, you know, you can take advantage of that. Because sometimes wanding at this point is not going to be enough damage to actually finish an enemy, you know, an elite enemy off, considering how much health that they have around this level. So sometimes popping a Mind Blast or a Smite, or something that deals a little bit more damage to finish something off, just so you can guarantee yourself that Spirit Tap, would end up getting you a lot more mana back than if you were to just kind of wait on your MP5 and lean on that. I think we've been doing a good job so far. I think we ran into a similar thing in our Razorfen Crawl group as well, where we had kind of like, or maybe it was Black Fathom Deeps, one of the dungeons that we did not too long ago, where all the DPS and the tank were kind of sharing the damage just because of how much gear some of the DPS had. Which I'm totally fine with, especially when it comes to warriors and paladins. They tend to be a little bit tankier, so I'm okay with I wouldn't be as okay with the feral druid here, taking some of the bigger hits. That would be tougher to deal with. It looks like we're clearing everything out here. And I think that's smart, because I can't remember, but I think it may be the case where if we don't take these guys out, we will end up pulling them when we pull Mograine inside. Looks like we are ready to go inside. Turn on details here just to see how everybody's doing. These paladins are hitting for quite a bit. The druid's doing really good too, though. Interesting. we're managing our mana well enough. We need to reapply our buff food anyway soon. Let's do a rebuff for everybody. We've got our moonberry juice now, so we can actually regenerate our mana quite quickly with our water. It's really nice seeing all these buffs though from all the paladins. We've got the auras too, both devotion and ret. So entering the cathedral itself, we got to be a little bit more cautious with our pulls. Might be line of sight. No, okay, we're fine. Let's not forget that we have mana potions too, and our dispels. I don't think we've had anything to dispel yet as far as magic goes. I don't think we've needed to do that. But we did upgrade our mana potions to the greater variety. We'll probably be using those for quite a long time, I think. It's also nice to be able to use Powered Shield whenever we want on the Paladin tank, since that won't affect the threat that they generate. That's always nice. They're the only tanks that are like that, since both warriors and bear tanks will utilize Rage. Everybody with a refresh. Hopefully the wizards go down first. Oh, this is gonna be nightmarish. Tank popped Lay on Hands. Very smart. Oh, we got a free mana bar back because we just leveled up to 39. Panic. see if we can snipe this champion. Nope. Maybe I can snipe the abbot. Got some off healing from both the tank and the druid. Crazy. Those are the kind of pulls that can happen, though. And I mean, I'm a pretty experienced healer myself, and I mean, it seems like these guys are pretty. These guys are also pretty great as well at adapting to situations like that. But most groups are not going to be like that. It's like that's a tough pull. Most people, rightfully, are going to struggle to get through something like that. So far this has been great. Don't know if we're going to be doing this again though with the same group. I didn't really ask, so we might have to find some new groups to get our other runs in.
Take out Fairbanks, I think his name is.
one of the priests in the back room here. Then we'll move over to the other side and take out any trash over there before we face off against Mograine and Whitemane. Fairbanks, this guy drops a couple of green pieces. They're not super helpful overall. I think the shoulders that he drops do have spell power on them though, so in theory they could be somewhat decent. Oh, here we go, we got a sleep effect so that we can spin off the group. Here we sleep. Inquisitor's Shaw. I don't know if this is better than what we have. I've always talked about how spell power is difficult to get as a caster while leveling up. But I mean, we're sacrificing a ton of other stats in order to get it. So, I'm not sure. It's hard to say. The Druid can take that, it's fine. Decent for their healing set. The Druid had queued up as all 3 rolls, I think. I think we're missing something. Oh, you know what? We got dispelled. I think Fairbanks dispelled our Divine Spirit. That is not okay. Everybody else has Divine Spirit. Either I forgot to reapply it, or it was dispelled. Picked up Spirit Tap twice in this fight. This pull so far. We do have Spirit Tap active. It allows us to be a little bit more aggressive with our, renews and stuff. Kind of spread it around freely. So we got one more pull here. Mograine. In theory, nobody else should be rolling on the loot off of Whitemane.
They must be purified.
Apart from maybe the necklace, I suppose, just because the neck pieces are they're rare for sure. Got something else we can dispel here. We've got Hammer of Justice and something that I'm assuming increases the holy damage taken of our tank. There's Whitemane. 42. Didn't realize that they were that high.
Arise, my champion.
At your side, milady.
bubble. And of course the first one is the amulet. The one that we didn't really care about too much. We'll take it, like I said. You know, it's still definitely a great upgrade, but just not like the other two. Ooh, and the two-handed mace. Oh wow, even the druid wants that. So I guess that's what the druid wanted. We lost the necklace, unfortunate to the tank. But I mean, I suppose it's fine. It like makes sense. Congrats. I forgot to put another talent point into mental strength. We'll do that now. Oh well, so no loot. But it wasn't the most important item that we're really after, so... Very nice. Yeah, now we could definitely use another. The experience is, you know, going to be great too. No problem. Take a quick bathroom break. I'll make sure the instance is reset. And we should be able to go back in. Yep, nice. All right, so we did complete the quest at least. We hit level 39. Those were some of our main goals. We did not get the necklace that did drop at the end. Hopefully we have some better luck with this next run. Hopefully we get either the headpiece or the main hand. The main hand in particular, I do not want to stop until I get this. For sure, because the quest that we've just done, the only thing that we can actually get from In the Name of the Light is the offhand from that quest. So we're going to need a main hand to pair it with, and this is going to be easily our best bet. Looks like, yeah, it looks like the neck and the helm both have a higher chance to drop than the weapon. So who knows, we might have to do even more runs. Make our level 40. Okay, so I guess I think that was our tank, unfortunately. So anyway, I'm going to have to just find somebody else to tag along. It shouldn't be too hard because I think Bearcat can tank. One of these guys said that also queued up as a tank potentially, so... I'll find another DPS, and I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, we are back for round 2. The only difference is we've swapped our tank over to the druid that we were playing with earlier. And we have picked up a rogue, which is honestly good for us. Because the rogue isn't going to be here for any of the pieces that we need. In fact, there's not really a lot of rogue pieces in here in general. I don't know if Mograine dropped something that maybe the rogue could use. I would be a little upset if the rogue rolled on any of our pieces, as I don't even think like the DPS provided by the one-hander we're looking for would be worth it for them. Let's back up so we can maybe not get hit with the AoE from this wizard. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. The tank that we had last time was really, really good. The tank that we have now, which was the feral DPS that we had before, he seems like he's pretty good. He is a little bit underleveled in comparison, though, at level 38. Which is quite a bit lower than, you know, than Mograine and Whitemane. So hopefully we don't have some of the same sort of pulls that we had before. Because they were already a little bit sketchy as is, but with a squishier rogue in the group that can't really save himself too much. And with a slightly weaker tank, just stats-wise, just simply because of the level. And of course the amount of like self-healing and utility that druids have, while in bear form, is a little bit less. We'll just take it a little bit slower. I think we're all buffed up now. But yeah, this should be fun. I'm excited to run this. Run this a couple more times. I might even run this 4 times. I don't know. There's a chance that we get extremely unlucky with you know, with drops off of Whitemane. So we'll see. In either case, I'm going to cram every last run into this one episode, so you guys will know very quickly whether or not I picked up the pieces that I needed sooner rather than later. This could very well turn into a 2.5 hour episode. I don't think I've ever done one of those before. Like 2 hours might be the longest I've ever done a single episode before of. And it's been a very long time since that happened, I think. It might have happened once this series. I can't remember. That's a good thing Cathedral is a little bit quicker than some of the bigger dungeons that we've done so far. Like Razorfang Crawl or Blackfathom Deeps, or even the Dead Mines for that matter. Yeah, I can't complain that our groups have been melee heavy at least. It's just good for us to not have to, you know, hopefully not have to share the rolls on some of our gear. Sometimes you don't have an option. Sometimes you gotta, you know, roll with a paladin tank and 3 mages and just hope that you get lucky. I'm also loving the gold thorn that we've been picking up. Nobody else in the group seems to be rolling with Herbalism. So that is an extra chunk of cash that I am more than happy to pick up. We are only 1 level away from our next big milestone at level 40. And we already have enough gold to purchase the mounts and almost enough to purchase dual spec as well, which we're going to want. We will have to pay for a bunch of new abilities though as well, so we might not be quite where we need to be for dual spec, but it probably won't take us that long. Since we are healing a bear tank, we are going to have to be careful with how we utilize our power word shield. We're really only going to want to use it on him if it saves his life. Because with the shield up, he's not going to generate any rage until he starts getting hit again. without an AoE button to really, at least a reliable AoE button to press to gain threat on everything, you know, he's going to need all the rage that he could possibly get to maintain aggro on everything. As long as we continue to pull small, I think we'll be just fine. I think I may have underestimated how much the paladin in the previous group was pulling. I think he was really pulling a lot of stuff. But he had a pretty good handle on what we could deal with. I must say, so far, since we are pulling much smaller, this has been a lot more chill than the last one. More relaxed. Yeah, what would be really cool is if we do end up running this a fourth time in particular. I wonder if that would be enough for us to push into level 40. That would be pretty cool. First times we had to use Fade there. For any of the priests watching, don't forget about this button. Fade is super helpful if you are getting mauled by something because you healed a little bit too much. So we're still getting Kings and Wisdom, both blessings, so I guess you don't need Prot for Kings. I just assumed you did. I don't think we can actually see anybody's talents when we inspect them, unless we had like some sort of add-on to do that. So you can sneak in this life root. There's some gold thorn on the other side too. Should be clearing out everything anyway. I always forget that all the dungeons have their own general chat. Got some talk here in the Scarlet Monastery general chat. I guess, I wonder if this only applies to Cathedral too, or if this spans across all the instances in the area. That's always fun to see. You don't really see it in too many dungeons, just because there's not going to be too many people in a specific dungeon at once, unless it's like a really popular one. Like I imagine it happens all the time for like, you know, BRD or Dead Mines. Looks like we might not clear everything. I thought that you had to, but Maybe it's just everybody in the cathedral. I know everybody in the cathedral would pull onto the last boss if you pulled them. So I'm definitely gonna have to clear this out. Realized, I wonder if one of the other paladins is also using consecration, or if that just came from one of the Scarlet mobs. Start slowly sending out some rebuffs, if I can. That all the rebuffs are out without having to stop or slow down. Oops. Just the wrong button there. It's just one wizard though. Definitely gonna have to remind myself to pick up some more water. Like keeping that second stack with me. All the way back here. Hopefully we continue to pull these guys as far back as we can. Looks like we're going to hang out right inside though. Better and better at sniping those enemies with Mind Blast. I'm just trying to get some practice in for myself. It's a very useful skill to have when you're trying to maximize your mana pool. Gloves of the Eagle. Not quite as good as what we have now. I think I'd rather sell that if we want it anyway. Which we did not, but that's fine. We'd basically be sacrificing all of our spirits for additional stamina and intellect. Which, in my opinion, is probably not worth it for us. Moving over to the right side of the Cathedral, where we've got Fairbanks up. Based on how his ability looked, or at least appeared to work, is that everybody in the group gets slept except for one person, I guess. It happened to be us, but I don't know if it's random. In theory, it's going to be amazing if it's us, because we have the ability to dispel it off of others. So that one person doesn't have to worry about, surviving by themselves. I think it's still the case that we don't really care about the gear that drops off of this guy. Take the moon off of me. I think it was placed by the other tank. If this tank's not going to use it, I'm just going to take it off. It's a little bit ugly to look at. Couldn't quite get the kill there. Risky. It's risky trying to snipe. You waste some mana, you prevent you know, the MP5 from rolling in. We'll probably finish the dungeon with about 50% of our experience bar filled up. So it's maybe not, it doesn't fill out about half, maybe, you know, maybe like a third of a level. Get everybody's buffs again before the boss. I suspect that our tank is going to get hit pretty hard by these guys.
Infidels. They must be purified.
Throw up a Shadow Word Pain just to contribute a little bit. I guess it is sometimes easier just to deal with a single boss rather than, like, you know, a pack of enemies. Sometimes it is definitely easier. Mograine goes down for the first time. Let's take out Miss Whitemane. You know, I appreciate this deep sleep that she puts us in. It forces us to regenerate some mana without having to worry about taking any damage.
My champion.
At your side, milady.
Down again. Let's see if we get lucky. I'm not leaving here without that weapon. Not doing it. Shield. Oof, necklace again. Yikes. Unfortunate. Well, we got the necklace this time. The Triune Amulet, so 7 Stam, 7 Intellect, and 7 Spirit, over our current 6 Stam and 6 Spirit. So definitely an upgrade, just not, like, you know, super exciting. I think they should be able to put together or refine a healer pretty quick. As I believe somebody else in the group, maybe one of the paladins, was willing to heal as well. Just reset this instance. Alright, so not too bad. We were actually picking up a lot of silk and even one piece of mage weave. It's actually kind of unexpected. But I gotta log off for the time being. I'm gonna set up a third and at this point probably a fourth run since I really want those other two pieces of gear. And I'll look to set that up later. And we will go from there. I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, we are back again for the third run this time. Scarlet Monastery Cathedral. We found the group pretty quick once I was able to get back online. And we will be DPSing this time around. So a nice change of pace from healing the first two groups. We'll be spreading our Shadow Word Pain around. At least most of the time. And we'll do our best to continue sniping with Mind Blast when we are able to, so that we can get off Spirit Tap and continue to DPS with just more than our wand. So we've got another priest healing the group. We've got a warlock, a warrior, and a druid tanking this time around. So a nice healthy mix. Pretty cool. We'll have a little bit more competition, I think, for gear off of White Mane, though. But we'll see how it goes. This dungeon has been very quick so far, and I imagine this group will be no different. So we'll have plenty of other chances if we need them. I don't mind running Cathedral several times to get what we desire. Let's throw up details real quick. We'll see how we're doing compared to some of the others. And the good thing about being in our position is we can easily off-heal if we need to. If things go really, really wrong. The other priest in our group is the highest level out of all of us, though, so I suspect we'll probably be just fine. We'll have to find a good use for our inner focus since we're not healing right now. Maybe we can use it just to pop a shield on ourselves or others. Might not be a bad use. Up the Sorcerer Hat of the Eagle. I still don't think it's better than what we have, despite the overall stats being better. Just not a big fan of the intellect over spirit. But I imagine this will sell for a decent bit. Any head piece around this level. especially of the eagle. These stats are going to be well desired by mages and warlocks alike, I'm sure. I guess it's worth noting that we really have to do a good job of maintaining as much of our water as we can. If we have to run this place even a few more times yet, you know, we're going to need it. Especially if we decide to heal again. I guess because we're DPSing now, it's not as big of a deal. We can have a bit more control over our mana. I love the monastery at night. Under that green at Tears Fall sky. Big pull here. Yeah, it looks like we'll be just fine though. I'm excited to get the our next wand upgrade too. It's not going to be anything particularly special because it's coming from it's basically just a white wand from a vendor from either Stormwind or, well, yeah, actually I think it has to come from Stormwind. I think Stormwind might have the only wand vendor out of all the major cities. But we'll be able to pick up that as well at level 40. We'll be losing that one spirit that we're getting from our current wand, but we will be gaining a lot more damage in return. So it'll be worth it. As long as the loot drops go our way over the next couple of runs, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff to equip. Honestly, Star Shards kind of does a lot of damage. When I really think about it. You know, if you compare it to Shadow Word Pain, it costs less mana and it deals more damage over 6 seconds than Shadow Word Pain does over 18 seconds, and it's cheaper. That's really interesting. Maybe we'll use it. And because it lasts for 6 seconds as well, you get like a little bit of, you get like 1 tick of mana from it since your MP5 starts rolling again, which is kind of cool. Ooh, I'm not sure about these fears. I'm getting a lot of fears out on these guys for some reason. We're out of mana here. Let's go down for our first drink. We are still going to be responsible for our buffs over the other priest, as the other priest, I believe, has gone either Shadow or Holy. They're level 43, so it's possible they could have dual spec already. And therefore, just, you know, they could be between Holy and Shadow, between both of their specs. And, but yeah, that means that we really need to be the one to send out the buffs, since we are disciplined and we've got both the Divine Spirit and the improved Power Word Fortitude. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make enough gold, since it looks like we're going to be here in Cathedral until level 40. I'm not sure we'll have enough to immediately go into dual spec. So one of the things I am excited to try is smiting as a like viable DPS spec. You know, the Holy Priest spec. I think could be a lot of fun. Shadow's obviously fun too, though. I'm excited about that too. Definitely go Shadow first over everything else. So when we do respec out of our current talent build, we'll definitely go into Shadow first until we can pick up dual spec. Yeah, it looks like we're going for a full clear. These guys want the experience, and I do not blame them. I guess Scarlet Monastery in general, like all the dungeons are pretty good for that. I guess Cathedral in particular, since it's pretty short. And get some more buff food up as we look to enter the Cathedral in just a moment. I should probably pick up that gold thorn if I can. I don't see anybody else trying to grab it. Speaking of which, I should probably get the herbs down below too on the way out. Hopefully I do not forget. Because honestly, with all the gold thorn that we could potentially pick up, that might actually give us enough to get that dual spec. It just depends on how many level 40 abilities we have too. 40 is a giant milestone, so there could be quite a lot. So far we've been rebuffing people right around this point. Might honestly be a good idea to do that now. Just get out of the way. Don't want to use up too much water though, so we'll try to rebuff Cypress and ourselves as we're kind of pulling enemies. Let our mana regenerate a little bit more. I don't want to be caught without too much of it if we need to dish out some off healing. And this would be the moment in the dungeon to do that. A lot of things could go wrong in this room. putting in Mark again. The buff situation in this group is pretty good. I love having the extra 27 stamina from the Warlock. We're all super tanky. I'm sure that also makes it very easy for our other priest to do their job. Start putting in some holy fires now too. Seems like holy fire plus star shards after our initial Shadow Word Pain seems to be pretty good for our mana. I think we missed that one, unfortunately. Star Shards is doing a pretty good job of picking up the killing blow too. It's probably not as accurate as using Mind Blast, but it's been decently consistent so far. I think we're doing dealing more consistent damage too while still saving mana. Really curious to see how our rotation is going to change with Shadow and the introduction of Mind Flay and other stuff too that we get in that tree. Vampiric Embrace. I'm hoping that we can pick up Silence as well. I would love to have this. I'd love to have an interrupt. news. I haven't really paid attention to kind of what everybody's been wearing, but the Warlock appears to be wearing the helm that drops off of White Mane, so that is one less person we would have to roll against, in theory. And that would be the person that we would be rolling against, I guess, plus the other priest, if they still need some stuff. Nope, they are also wearing the helm. But they're going to be looking to replace the weapon if the weapon does drop, so we'll have some competition there. And it looks like the other two cloth wearers do have the helm, so if the helm does drop, it should be ours for the taking. Hopefully. On Fairbanks now on the right side of the cathedral. We are 4 bars away from 40. Let's get our Dispel ready, potentially, for whatever Fairbanks is going to do. No drama. Shoulders drop again. I think that's the 3rd time in a row. I know he drops other stuff. No, he did drop something else last time. I think it was something mail related. It looks like the Warlock actually needed that, so good for them. We just need to clear out the left side and the bosses. Level 40. Somebody hit level 40. I think it was the warrior. And soon it'll be our turn. necklaces. Let's get that loot. Pray that we don't get the necklace to drop again. Take the helm or the weapon. Either would be totally fine.
They must be purified.
Hopefully our spells will land. It's level 42.
Arise, my champion.
At your side, milady.
We missed quite a few star shards there. Bubble at the last second. Alright, what are we gonna get? Ooh, the weapon. Ooh, the weapon. Oh, and we got it. Oh, yes. Beat by 4. Fantastic. Yeah, that was an unbelievably great group, just like the other two. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, yeah, it looks like this particular group is going to disband most likely. Let's pick up these herbs while we are down here. We've got some life fruit and some more gold thorn. We'll help our party member take care of this straggler. If we can make it back to the entrance. And I'm kind of mulling over whether or not I want to do that 4th run to see if we can get the headpiece as well. I kind of want to. That headpiece is a huge upgrade. And one last run would also push us to level 40, so... I would be totally down for that. It would have been nice to get our offhand before we do that run, just so we can actually use the weapon that we picked up, but I am willing to wait. Appreciate the group. I'm going to take a quick look. No tanks left to put a new group together. I suppose we could wait a little bit and see. Might not take too long, but man, it's a tough choice. Let me take a look at that new helm again. We can use AtlasLoot to take a look. Yeah, High Inquisitor White Mane is just so stacked for casters. Yeah, I mean, look, it's so much better than what we have now by like such a wide margin. We could also take a look at like what's coming next. Razorfen Downs we could do basically now, like that we're very close to level 40. Pretty much. Razorfen Downs has pretty good cloak. Another neck piece. Interesting. A huge belt. Not new robes. I don't think those robes would be very good for us. Ooh, a new wand. Oh, that's for mages only, though. Yeah, Razorfen Downs doesn't really have anything, so I'm gonna give it a try to find another group real quick, but if I can't, I'll see you guys in just a moment regardless. And we can head back to South Shore to turn in our quest, get our weapon upgrade, and call it a day from there. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright, and we are back for one last run. Whether we can get that helm or not. We're currently rolling with 4 team members at the moment, but we do have one more coming. He's wrapping up an armory run at the moment. But it's not a tank. And we will be healing this time. So we can move on without him for a little bit. This time we've got a druid tanking once again. I think that might be the 3rd group. I actually don't think we've had a single warrior tanking for us. But we also have a paladin DPS as well as a mage. That's what we got going today. I think the guy that's coming, I don't know what he is exactly. Thought he was another warrior, but I'm not positive. I guess we'll find out once he gets here. So far the damage has been great though, between the paladin, the druid, and the mage. This might be the first mage we've had in a group too, so it's nice to have intellect for a little boost to our mana. Back to our Mind Blast sniping. So far, I mean, I'm actually kind of shocked how fast we are cruising through this with only just the 4 of us. These guys must be really packing a punch right now. Got the famous blizzards coming out from the mage, which will certainly make things go down pretty quick. now he's on the boss now. Interesting. Yeah, before he said he was almost done with the run. I just assumed he was already on the boss, but I guess he's going to be a little bit later than expected. This might be similar to the it might have been the first one that we did. The first run that we did where we had a guy come, basically, you know, he was running while we were starting the dungeon, and he got there basically when we entered the Cathedral, or we're just about to. Might be a similar situation. Looks like we'll be doing a full clear once again, which is fine by me. We're only 1 bar away from level 40 now, so we'll definitely be hitting that. And honestly, I'm kind of here for level 40 more so than I am for the helm at this point. I would love to have the helm, of course, but I am just, you know, since we're already here, we already put in so much work as it is. Just want to hit level 40 here, and then at the beginning of the next episode, I think, is when we can take the time to collect all of our spoils. We can turn in the quest at South Shore. We can head to Stormwind to pick up our wand, and of course head to Narcissus to pick up our mount, respec the shadow, and grab all of our new upgrades. It'll be kind of like a victory lap episode, I suppose. So yeah, that's should be very exciting, even if we don't get the helm. First level of the gardens has been cleared. I'm gonna head up to the second level now. It looks like 1 or 2 more kills and we will be at level 40. Very exciting. Yeah, man, the next episode is gonna feel so good. We did something similar with the Hunter, I think, when we went through that series. And just kind of like turned in all the quests and like picked up a bunch of gear and stuff. And there it is. And there's just no better feeling. It's so awesome when you go through a dungeon several times, you get a ton of loot, got lots of quests to turn in, get a ton of experience, and then you just, there's the moment after where you know, take a look at your inventory, take a look at all the things that you picked up, and just really enjoy them, especially around this time. Level 40 is such a big deal, such a big upgrade. Suppose we can spend that talent point. I guess we can put it into Force of Will, increasing our spell damage by 1%, and crit chance by 1% as well. Stay on top of the spells. Looks like these sorcerers can slow down our tank. I imagine that's not just movement speed, that might slow his attack speed too. I don't want that. I want him to be able to get as much rage as he wants. I think once we pull the rest of the courtyard here, I'll start throwing out those rebuffs. Start that rebuff process now. Already took care of a few. Oh, we got hit with the innervate. Cool. And the innervate's gonna max out our mana quite nicely. When do druids get innervates? Is that something that all druids get in vanilla? I guess I have to assume so. It seems like something that all druids would get, at least. We need our buff food. And we take care of the next pull. Oh, never mind. Smacked around a little bit. Not paying attention. I think I might have grabbed that patrol by accident. We should be okay though. I think we'll be fine. Still got a mana pot that we could use if we need it. Another great group so far. Not to jinx it as we enter the chapel itself, but these groups have been fantastic. A little less chatter from this group. I feel like we had some pretty decent back and forth with some of the other groups that we had. Not as much with this one, a little bit more quiet, but nothing wrong with that. If I stay in this corner, I should be pretty safe from pulling anything extra. With a warrior in the group, it's a little bit more difficult to snipe with Mind Blast. Just because of the execute. Getting dealing some big damage when they get low. Ooh. Warrior disconnected, that's not great. Wasn't gone for long. Not a problem though. Should be checking out what this mage has got going on as far as their gear setup goes to see if we would be fighting with them over the helm. Level 38, so I imagine they don't have it yet. Actually, now that I think about it, they won't be able to equip it even if they did have it, so we wouldn't be able to know. It's the only other person in this group that would want it, I'm assuming. So hopefully we can, hopefully it'll drop and hopefully we have good odds of picking it up ourselves. Nasty curse. Our poor druid friend is going to have. Probably the worst person to have it. Increased physical damage taken. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's off of him now. I was going to say either the mage or the druid himself could decurse that, I think. I think they both have that capability. We do not, but we can dispel magic and diseases, which I would much rather have personally. It's cool that those guys have their own niche in order to do that. Done. once again faced with Mograine and Whitemane. Will the headpiece drop this time? Let's find out. I guess come to think of it, we haven't even seen the headpiece yet. Let alone be able to have a chance at rolling on it. We've seen the necklace twice. And of course the weapon.
Infidels. They must be purified.
Throw out a little bit of damage here. The tank will be just fine.
You shall pay for this treachery. Arise, my champion.
At your side, milady.
Unfortunately, we get the necklace once again. Oh well. Looks like the mage could use it though, so congratulations. Ooh, Oki's needing on it as well. Gauntlets of Divinity. Wow, yeah, those are good. Good for the warrior and the paladin. Congrats everybody, and thank you. Alright, so 3 necklaces and the hammer drop. And luckily we did actually win the hammer. That would have been most unfortunate, I think. If we had gone through all these runs and just left with the necklace, that would have been unacceptable for me. For sure. But we at least came out with the necklace and the mace. The mace being the most important thing, because I would like to upgrade our weapon slot and be able to use that offhand that we're going to be picking up back in South Shore. Use our Hearthstone from here to get back to Manethil Harbor. I've got some stuff that we can vendor. I think we'll actually get quite a few gold from just vendoring these pieces here. But I'm going to handle that in between episodes, and at the beginning of the next one, we'll probably spend the first half of the next episode picking up all of our rewards. We'll pick up our offhand, we'll equip our new weapon and offhand, and we'll head back to Narcissus to pick up our mount and our new abilities, and respec Shadow, and go back to Stormwind to pick up our wand. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Really exciting stuff, and I hope you guys stick around for that. As always, really appreciate you all so much for watching, especially if you stuck around this far. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.